Most people who study the origin of life or make hypotheses about the origin of life think that what we have today, all of our cells have DNA, we've got this DNA going to RNA to protein, really originated with RNA. And so they think the first life was really RNA. Well, if you think about viruses today, a lot of viruses still have RNA that they're using as their genetic material. No cells do that, so are these guys actually the descendants, direct descendants of some of those very early life forms? So a lot of people, when they think about viruses today, sort of the definition of a virus is it needs a host in order to actually be able to replicate, which is a pretty decent definition of a virus. But one of the things that I really like to think about is where viruses came from in the first place. And so there's a lot of very interesting work that's been done by a number of researchers throughout the world. And some of them think that viruses actually may have been involved in the origin of life. Why would viruses be involved in the origin of life if they actually require a living organism to infect? How could they be involved in the origins of life? It's kind of like a chicken and egg question, right? If you don't have the chicken, you can't have the egg. You don't have the egg, you can't have the chicken. So there are a few researchers who think that there's a solution to this problem in just compartmentalizing things. And there's been a lot of work looking at lipids and actually some molecules that you can find on meteorites that actually will form little vesicles, these little sort of bags. And potentially you could get the virus inside that little bag, or the DNA or the RNA of that virus inside the little bag. That's in fact one of the definitions of viruses that I most like in my virology course. It's a bag of genetic material. Are humans viruses? Can you think about humans and Earth as viruses? You have humans on Earth are using up all of the resources of this particular planet. What happens? They use up those resources. They go and find somewhere else where they have all of these resources. What happens then? The resources there get used up. They go somewhere else and use those resources. So that's one model of how you could think about humans or the human race as kind of a virus and Gaia or the Earth ecosystem as a host. But you can also flip that around and think about it in another way. Lots of viruses that we know of actually change their environment, change their host in particular. And my favorite example is actually those viruses that infect some of the algae and the bacteria in the oceans that make the oxygen we breathe. And so those viruses actually are critical for the 10% of oxygen that we breathe in any given day has been metabolized by an organism that's infected with viruses. So viruses are important for 10% of our life in any given day. But you think about it from the human Earth perspective. Humans have clearly changed what's going on Earth and changed it in such a way that it may actually be beneficial for the Earth and certainly beneficial for humans. And so you can think about all kinds of things that have happened on our planet which may actually be positive from an Earth point of view. I think we just have to be careful about what's the balance between these kinds of things.